Hi, this is Cássio, and you're watching Purebred Reds Adelaide United Fan TV.
Standing here with Will after the amazing 2-0 victory tonight over our arch rivals Melbourne victory at Cooper Stadium. I want to start by asking you, Will, for me personally, whenever I come and we're playing victory, I get all those bad memories flooding in over the past few years. We haven't had the rub of the green against them. Tonight, pretty much everything went our way, but was it a case of luck, or did Marco Kurz execute a counter-attacking plan to perfection tonight?
It was perfect counter-attacking football, I thought. Having Isaias, all of his interceptions in the midfield there, it was just fantastic. Yeah, so I think Marco Kurz came here with a plan, and we executed it perfectly.
Fantastic atmosphere, Red Army pumping, and it just looked like it was going off out there. But overall, the attendance 12,000 against our arch rival. Does that concern you a little bit, or is it just one of those? It's a Wednesday night. Families have people are working, and it's not an ideal night as a family to come out. Do we need to be worried, or what's your take on the attendance?
I think 12,000 is the most we've had here in almost a year. So I think it's a really good start. We obviously need to get more fans out. And I think the new owners and Marco Kurz and the boys are playing some good football, so that'll get them out. Yeah.
It's a massive 3 points tonight, but there's plenty of work ahead of us. There's a real fixture jam to anticipate. Now, there's been rumours coming out about certain players that we might go for. There's the article that came out about Adlung and whether he might come back or not. But it's all about obviously bringing a striker in. In your opinion, can we rely on continuing to sort of try and get away with playing a counter-attacking brand like tonight? Or is it a case of we really need to strengthen in January one way or the other?
Goals have always been something that we struggle with sometimes, but we do play good football. It would be nice to see, a real target man up the front. I think Blackwood needs a little bit more development. But when we counter-attack, it's looking really good. Like Goodwin, we've got Maluznik on the side where we've got pace, we've got speed, we might as well use it. Issa can move the ball through the midfield, it's perfect. Yeah.
Ben Howland, great game for me tonight. Worked really hard, but again, missed probably the selection of best chances, you might put it. What does Ben have to do to really finish off or put that final polish on all these performances that he has for us? Because he works really hard, and I feel like it's really appreciated that he plays a versatile role, but he struggles to finish off chances. Is it just a case of him being moved around so often across that front three, or does he really need to work on it in training?
I think his work rate has been fantastic, and I agree with you. I just think he needs a little bit of confidence. Maybe if he gets one, he'll start sinking them all. But I really appreciate him and his work rate, and especially off the ball. He's really there providing pressure up the top there, so I think it'll come.
Good things happening tonight, given that Ken also made the most of a chance that fell his way, and you feel like if there was ever going to be a time where players stand up and make sure that they're not to be questioned and they're really here to have a legacy at Adelaide United, it was tonight, and you've got to say brilliant that Ken took his chance, right?
Absolutely. Been waiting for him to fire, and he did, and he fired in the biggest game of the year for us, so props to him. I reckon now that everyone's on page and we're starting to look good, this is the turning point. We're in the business end of the season. We need to keep it up. Yeah.
Just finally, Sydney FC on the weekend away. How do you see us going, and do you change anything to the team tonight? Do you change anything tactically, or is it a case of backing up this performance tonight?
Just backing up this performance. I'd probably like to see a little bit more pressure in the second half. We sort of dropped off and let them in a couple of times, and luck did save us, but Izzo having a standout game. I'd keep everything as it's going and just push for the wins. Yeah.
Will, thanks so much for talking to us. Enjoy the Sydney FC game on the weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Here with Chris after the 2-0 victory against Melbourne at Cooper Stadium. Chris, what an atmosphere it was tonight. Did this bring back memories of the early Gombau era where we were really up and about and getting huge crowds in and winning games consistently at home, because we haven't done so very often this season? How did you? Was it a relief at the end of tonight, or did you see this coming from a long way back?
No, this is the match of the year, and it's a game, as you say, from years back. This is the one we want to win. Any other game is not as important as this one, and this is something that, as you say, from Gombau's era, and it's just so good to get that win, especially against Melbourne. Yeah, definitely.
It looks like we finally might be hitting our straps. Do you feel that way, or do you think that because we have been inconsistent at home this season that we're going to struggle to get more points at home between now and the end of the year?
Yeah, I think the home games have been the problem over the season. I think there's still room for improvement, and they've got to work on that. The defence tonight was absolutely amazing. Elsie and the goalkeeper were tremendous. The 2 goals that were scored were well taken, and I think that they've still got some work to do to get consistency. But tonight was absolutely fantastic, really good.
Just moving forward, where would you like to see us strengthen if we are to bolster the squad during the January transfer window? Yeah,
we definitely need a striker, a target man to really aim for, and give us someone to aim for and support the other forwards that are there as well. So I think that's definitely where they need to look at recruiting someone. Yeah.
No Vince Lear in the side tonight. Nathan Constantopoulos came in and did a really good job as the box-to-box player in that midfield 3. Do you now rely on Nathan Constantopoulos to back these kinds of performances up going forward, or Vince Lear? How do you see it?
I think Vince Lear is a tremendous player, but having Constantopoulos as a backup, I think he's good to have there in reserve when he's needed. So they both contribute. I'd like to see Lear get more game time, and I think he can really perform. Yeah.
And we've got Sydney FC on the weekend. Do you see us potentially backing this performance up tonight and coming away with 3 points, or is Steve Corica's team going to come back and get some payback for that FFA Cup final?
The FFA Cup win was tremendous again. I think Adelaide can do this. I think they can move on from here and really. They're holding well up the table, and I think from now on they'll go forward. Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy your night. Thanks so much for speaking to us, and enjoy watching Adelaide United play Sydney FC over the weekend.
Right, thank you.
Cheers.